Well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It is the 100-match weekend here in the Continental Classic, and we're going to show you the best of the best. But let's go over the rules. 100 matches will take place this weekend. The top 16 competitors move into their own bracket. Every championship has its own division, and the finals will take place at the next premium live event, which is World's End. And let's show you how things went. Rey Mysterio and Okada. Rey Mysterio was picking up in the early goings using his speed, but he got caught. Big power slam from Okada, driving Rey Mysterio into the mat. Later on, it was a Rainmaker, followed by one more Rainmaker, and Kazuchika Okada would make quick work of Rey Mysterio. This next one was off the chain. Johnny Gargano caught by Kyle Fletcher and a brain buster on the apron, taking both men down momentarily. Look at this big tombstone. Kyle Fletcher, promising young talent here in TWFC. Cody Rhodes back in action in a big reversal from Orange Cassidy. Cody Rhodes was out for over 7 months with his injuries. Look at this right here, driving Orange Cassidy into the mat with the crossroads. This situation right here, ladies and gentlemen, look at this. Bigelow was saying something to us. We didn't know what the hell was going on. It's when he would pick Darby up and launch him almost 12 feet over to our announce table. That man, Bam Bam Bigelow, was absolutely unhinged. Kurt Angle and Drew McIntyre would go down in the first round. This was a pretty good back and forth contest. A good way to get McIntyre on the board here in TWFC. But his Claymore was reversed into an ankle lock, and the Olympic gold medalist in control. Now, this was a show stealer. Look at this move from Bandito to Ricochet. These two absolutely tore the house down for over 15 minutes. Look at this big reversal into a big DDT, just planning Ricochet. Swerve Strickland planning Sami Zayn right in the middle of the ring. These two would go back and forth for almost 12 minutes. Big suplex into the corner, an exploder suplex. How about a house call from Swerve to Sami Zayn? And look at this, a big brain buster onto the top rope. These two would go back and forth until Swerve could hit that Swerve stomp. That match would end in a time limit draw. The champion, the TWFC champion in action. A huge neck breaker to Chad Gable out there on the apron. There were so many matches this weekend. We're only showing you the majority of the best matches. Somehow, some way, though, the TWFC champion would fight off the unique offense from Chad Gable. Look at the Jay Driller right there. And there's not too many that'll be getting up after that. Look at this old rivalry rekindled. Eddie Guerrero and Jeff Hardy. Back and forth action. Big suplex from Eddie as he rolls through. Jeff Hardy somehow reverses to the twist of fate. And ladies and gentlemen, the women back in action. This was a big match right here, ladies and gentlemen. The only two TWFC women's champions, and Bianca Belair planting Asuka right there. But look at this super kick, followed by a devastating hair whip to Asuka. But it was this, the reversal into the choke. And ladies and gentlemen, once again, Asuka recapturing the TWFC Women's Championship. We'll keep an eye on that going forward. Asuka once again holding the gold. Now, this was one of my personal favorites, Sheamus versus Ilya Dragunov. Back and forth action. Sheamus in the early going was using his power to get the upper hand, but he just could not put away Ilya. Later on in the match, the power would get caught up with as Ilya Dragunov would drill Sheamus right there, suplexing him into the ring. These two men put on a hell of a match. Look at this right here. He backs up, takes off running, and a very unique European uppercut while Sheamus is trapped into the ropes, followed up with another one. They would go back and forth for almost 20 minutes. Look at Sheamus right here with the big Irish curse right in the middle of the ring. Elsewhere, John Cena making quick work defending his Intercontinental Championship. Dustin Rhodes taking on the United States champion Dax Harwood. Dax Harwood would eventually successfully retain his United States Championship. And Jon Moxley back in action. We haven't seen him much since his long reign of terror that ended at WrestleMania that put Cody on the shelf. And Moxley looks right back to form, choking out Sammy Guevara. How about this breaking news? MJF did not like the draw he had. He doesn't want a shot at the Hardcore Championship, but the lights go out, and when they come back on, MJF is scared to death, but the damage has been done. Darby and Sting getting a little payback on the Samoan werewolf, Jacob Fatu. The bloodline would come out, the Usos coming out, even in the odds, but the damage had been done. MJF with the pin, and we would have a new Hardcore Champion. MJF didn't have to do anything. This match right here, ladies and gentlemen, a David versus Goliath, if you will. Kyle O'Reilly in the past has won the entire tournament as an underdog, but he had his hands full with Big Brody King right here. Look at that suplex right there, taking both men out. The action was non-stop. Look how he works that leg on the pole. Kyle O'Reilly looking to recapture his glory days. Can he get it done? Look at this reversal to the chokeslam into an armbar. This match was off the chain, and eventually Kyle O'Reilly would lock in the ankle lock. Big Brody King had no choice but to tap. Now look at this surprise right here. Gunther just absolutely demolishing Wes Lee. Wes Lee trying to make a name for himself, used this tournament to catapult his career, and Gunther was just playing with his food at this point. Look at this. Devastating powerbomb, but he goes for too many, and Wes Lee with the reversal into the Poison Rana. He's got an opportunity here. Wes Lee somehow surviving long enough to hit this big brain buster. Could he get the job done? 2. Gunther powered out. And the Cinderella story would be cut short as Gunther would choke out Wes Lee, but what an effort it was. We might be seeing more of him in the future. And look at this long-time rivalry rekindled. Possibly the match of night 1. Man, the GTS, and we were just getting started, ladies and gentlemen, because these two went at it for almost 45 minutes. Samoa Joe with the big slam in the corner, followed by the cannonball right onto CM Punk. Look at this, the big knee followed up with the Bulldog. Big suplex from Samoa Joe, both men down in the ring. Look at them trying to pull each other up. They can barely stand. CM Punk opening up a big left hand, followed up with a big chop, and a big Pele kick from Samoa Joe. We're back to square one. I told you this one was all over the place. Samoa Joe teeing off onto Punk while he's trapped on those ropes. And later on, he would hit the Muscle Buster. Would that be enough for Samoa Joe? No, CM Punk somehow got the shoulder up. Would the choke be enough to end things? Wait, Punk with the neck breaker. And that was indeed the match of night 1. Now, night 2 of this 100-match weekend, Cody Rhodes taking on Ricochet. Bam Bam Bigelow. Oh, my gosh. I don't know if Swerve is going to get up from that one. Now, Brody King almost bounced back and was almost world champion. But somehow Mark Briscoe found a way to hit the Jay Driller and win by countout. This tournament's all over the place. Look at that suplex. As night 2 would continue, Kurt Angle with the ankle lock here. The action was everywhere, ladies and gentlemen. Logan Paul with the pulverizer to Sammy Guevara, and then the match a lot of people have been waiting for. It's finally time. Cody, Mark Briscoe, the title's on the line. And this was a hell of a contest. Back and forth we would go. Can Cody come back and rise back up the ranks, working the leg right there of Mark? Look at this suplex. At 15 minutes in, both men to the outside. Cody with the Cody Cutter on the apron. This was outstanding. Big DDT from Mark Briscoe. Later on, it was the big froggy bow from Mark Briscoe, trying to retain his title. It gets reversed into an Alabama slam. Cody looking for the Cody. Wait a minute. Paul Heyman out there, and look at this. Bam Bam from behind. There's not supposed to be any interference in this tournament. This is absolutely ridiculous, and Cody Rhodes may be severely hurt for being dropped on that chair like that. The refs tending to Cody. And Bam Bam and Paul Heyman were trying to walk out when Mark Briscoe said, "No, you've already come this far. Won't you come back for a fight? I came to defend my title. I'll defend it against you." And Bam Bam would accept the challenge. Mark Briscoe tried to jump on him to no avail. Bam Bam just too big, too strong. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the most controversial thing of this tournament, because after that, the ref is going to count the 3 count. And I will tell you right now, ladies and gentlemen, We don't know if this is official. This was not a scheduled match. Mark Briscoe gave him the title shot, but as of right now, that's not official. Afterwards, backstage, Cody Rhodes would strike. He's pissed off. And something tells me this is just heating up, ladies and gentlemen. So there you have it. And again, of course, we're just simulating some things, doing some highlights right now as we're getting ready for these stories, building everything up for the holiday season while everybody's super busy. But we got a lot of stories, as you can see, that we're building to a few big matches, and we're getting ready to completely revamp our arena. We're going to build our biggest, baddest arena yet sometime in the next week or two. We've kind of bought a little time, got back into the routine of posing around the figures, and created some really big stories, got everything right where we want it. So stay tuned for our next video. It's going to be Storyline City as we build towards our first premium live event, World's End.